What up, watch peeps? I think everyday sport watches have exploded in popularity over the last year or so, and I've got a cool one in today that will be launching on Kickstarter in January in both quartz and automatic. You know me, I think a quartz option is a nice touch, but either way, they've got you covered. So let's check it out. I'm Pete, and we are chillin' with watches. First check, I am wearing the Seastern 62 MAS, and man, I love this watch so much more than I ever anticipated that I would. I got it on a watch gecko tapered mesh here. Such a cool watch. Rumor is there is a bracelet in the works for these, so I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled for that. But today, we have these Conquer Vici prototypes. Now, these are going to be launching on Kickstarter on January 10th, and the quartz models here will be going for $199, and these Miyota 9015 automatics will be going for $389. Now, these aren't small watches. Think Black Bay 41 alternatives maybe, but they've managed to keep the lug to lug nice and compact, which combined with these female end links make the watch actually quite wearable. Now I have this blue dialed automatic you can see here, and I have this white dialed quartz, and I believe there is also a black dial variant. Now, the blue dial has a bit of a dressy flavor to it from all the polished surfaces. We've got a screw down crown here, which is signed with their lion logo. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. And these are going to be getting bumped up from 6 to 6.5 millimeters in the production models. Now, I love the handset on this automatic model. They are different from the quartz. Both are good, but I like the auto hands. They have like this little taper to them, and which I really like, and it matches the applied indices that they used here wonderfully, which again are not stick markers. They are also slight little wedges, which is one of my favorite types of markers. Now, both have their lion logo here at 12 o'clock, which I think is awesome because, you know, I like kitties. And as with all prototypes, they will be bumping up the loom significantly from these prototypes to the production models. We'll take a look at that loom in a little bit. Now, both models have this really nice framed date window at 3 o'clock. I think it is a really nice touch. And the auto has the brand at 12 o'clock and this 2 lines of text here at 6 o'clock, which the quartz model does not. Now, the quartz hands, as you can see, are different. They are straight with pointed tips, and the loom seems to be focused a little more at the tips. The quartz does also have screw down crown. In that regard, they are both the same. The indices are accordingly straight as well to match these hands. These are not black hands. They are actually silver polished hands, you can see there. But they are really nice, pretty applied indices. I still like them very much. Kind of chamfered edges with loom down the middle. And you'll also notice the quartz model has no dial text or branding other than the logo at 12 o'clock, which I actually find quite refreshing and fairly sporty with this white dial. Now, looking at these side by side, you can see the differences with the hands and the markers, and you'll also notice there is kind of like a ringed track around the perimeter underneath the markers on the automatic. Kind of a 3D effect there, which I think is real nice. Again, it seems like they're going for a little more of a dressier lean on the automatic, whereas the quartz model is a little more sporty. But you will see they both use the same case design. The auto is a little thicker. The standout feature on these is this kind of twisted coin edge bezel. I think it works really well here. Adds a nice bit of visual interest that ties in with the hands and the markers really well. Most importantly, I have to give them props here for matching the brushing on the tops of the lugs with the bracelet. Both are straight and of the same grain. From the side, you see you get a nice balance of mid-case combined with bezel and case back here. You can see how that automatic is slightly thicker, mostly straight mid case with turn down lugs on the end. Now I can say there is a difference to the case back. The Quartz has a solid case back engraved with their logo and spec sheet, and they went a little more ornate in the case back on the automatic. You'll see that twisted coin edge is again repeated on a display case back showing that Miyota 9015. As I hinted to, the end links that they are using here are fantastic. They are solid end links. They are female, so the bracelet will turn down right away despite its 41 millimeters. And they have really nice brushing, and the fit looks fantastic as well. Now you have these polished center links, which I think makes these lean a little to the dressy end of the spectrum, but it works with the other polished surfaces on this watch. And it finishes off with a really robust clasp, but I've been told the clasp on the production models will be improved, but I don't have the details in exactly how that will be done. So we'll have to watch their Kickstarter campaign to see how they upgrade the clasp. So what do you say we throw this automatic on the Timegrapher and see how it's running? So we are getting a really clean trace here. You can see that is just a single line. That means that it is perfectly in beat. There is 0 beat error. And that means basically the oscillations swing the same on both directions. Really healthy amplitude of 278, and it seems to have settled in at about +8 seconds a day. I think that is really typical and very good Miyota 9015 performance. Going over the dimensions, we are looking at 41 millimeter case with a nice and tidy 47.5 millimeter lug to lug. The Quartz comes in at 11 millimeters thick, and the automatic comes in at 12.2 millimeters thick. Both feature 20 millimeter lugs. They both have a really nice single dome, very slightly domed sapphire crystal, very nice and flush with the case. They both are using Swiss Superluminova, automatic running the Miyota 9015, the Quartz running a Swiss Ronda. Both feature 100 meters of water resistance. Now the Quartz sized for my 7¼ inch wrist on this bracelet came in at 136 grams. The automatic in the same fashion came in at 155 grams. Let's take a look how they wear on wrist. I really like this white dial Quartz, so I chose to put that one on, but they both wear the same. You can see it sits nice and close to the wrist, flat in the middle, turned down at the ends, kind of hugs my wrist shape really well. Really nice bracelet, but as you can see, you know, that compact lug to lug on a 7¼ inch wrist, there's no overhang whatsoever. Not a small watch, but it doesn't wear too big either. Let's take a look at it side by side, some other watches. First, we'll take a look at it next to a 38 millimeter watch with a very similar case, 3 o'clock crown kind of profile. As you can see, definitely a larger watch. I think both of these probably wear pretty true to their size. The 41 may be wearing more like a 40. So we'll go up a little bit and look at it next to another 41 millimeter watch, the Tudor Ranger. Again, both very large dial openings. Pretty similar bezel, and I think these wear maybe the same. The Ranger has really slim lugs, which I think, and a slightly busier dial, which I think make it wear a little smaller than the Conquer Vici. Lastly, here it is alongside a Seiko SKX, just so you have some idea. You can see they look like they kind of present almost as the same, although I do think this watch feels slightly smaller than an SKX on wrist. All right, lastly, let's take a look at the Swiss Superluminova.
Keep the loom.
So being prototypes, the loom is not fantastic on these. I'm going to try and show it to you here, but I might need a little assist from the black light to see if I can show you where the loom is. But again, it will be quite bumped up on the production models. And here is the Quartz. Really, it's only presenting on the hands, but those indices will have similarly matching loom on the production, I am told. So there you go, the Conquer Vici. I really like this clean white dial look, but I also love the dial and handset on the auto. It's going to be a tough decision for some when the Kickstarter comes in January. All right, before I let you go, sneaker check out the new Jordan SEs. Ooh, and that is it. I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, please like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.